Just tell us what it was like for Ben and Mark growing up through the academy.
Ben joined us about when he was 14, 15, 16, somewhere around then, and just took to it straight away. You know, great fun, worked really hard at his cricket, had a super attitude to it all, and just took to it. Mark joined us a little bit later, came from Northumberland, from Ashington area, was a medium pace all-rounder when he first joined us. I think in his under 17 year he started to play a bit of cricket for us, and then it wasn't until he was later on his under 18s, under 19s year that he started to bowl quick. I remember sending him to England under 19s, we're playing at Scarborough, and that was his first sort of involvement that I can remember, that he thought, wow, he's bowling quick enough to be looked at. But great for both of them, super to see them doing well on the international stage.
And as soon as they joined Durham, did they really stand out within that specific kind of age group and kind of kick on from then?
Yeah, two different characters, two different sort of avenues through, really. Ben always caught the eye in terms of his competitiveness, attitude. So yeah, would have stood out in terms of his characteristics. Mark probably later on, you know, when he got a bit bigger and a bit stronger, stood out significantly with the pace that he could bowl.
And looking back over the years for kind of Durham Academy, is there a moment which you remember both boys really standing out on the cricket pitch?
Yeah, I think the moment I would look back would be when Ben scored 100 against Lancashire. They had a really good attack, and he took the spin on. Must have only been 16 or 17 at the time, and they had a super attack, and that's when you really stood up and thought, God, this fella's going to take some good players down in his time. I think Mark, I remember a game at Hetton Lions, against Hetton Lions in the league, and he bowled fabulously. I mean, it's just too fast. He kept knocking the stumps, and Hetton Lions were a really good league side at the time. He bowled superbly well that day, and then you thought, oh, this fella's got some real pace. I think he's going to get some good wickets.
And Ben and Mark are such big characters. We see that whenever they do interviews. How much fun were they kind of with you when they were kind of with the academy? We looked at the time they went to Keswick. Ben was the right character on that trip. Just tell us a bit about them.
Yeah, class fun, both of them. Different characters, different different approaches to the whole thing. But yeah, they were super, massive fun, massive enjoyment, huge love of cricket, huge love of the team. Absolute no surprise that they've gone on to superstardom.
You mentioned England under 19s at Scarborough. When do you think it was that both Ben and Mark finally clicked that the opportunity to play for England was going to be a real kind of drive for the rest of the career?
I don't know, you'd have to ask them really. I think certainly Mark's had a real challenge with his injury, but you look at the pace that he bowls, his body's under massive stress every time he gets that ball over 90 mile an hour. So, I think for him, he always had the potential, but absolute credit to him, how hard he's worked to keep himself on the pitch. And so probably latterly for him, to actually realise that he's there and it's not just a flash in the pan, that he's there for a long time. Ben, I think, when he played for England under 19s in that World Cup in New Zealand, and he hit 100 against India, I think that was a real moment of putting his marker down, that he could take the best on in the world, even though it was only his age group, it was still the best in the world at the time, and dominated them. So I would hope that sometime around that sort of time for both of them, they started to look at that.
And as Academy manager, you must take some pride in what both have achieved. How proud are you of kind of where both have gone? Yeah,
it's a bit of reflected glory. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits to see them fulfilling their abilities. So, they deserve everything they get. They work so hard at their cricket. It's absolutely brilliant to see them doing so well, and all the best to them. Just keep going. It's class fun watching.
Just finally, John, Ben and Mark are massive role models to any cricketer. How much will our academy and pathway players look at Ben and Mark and think, one day I could potentially perform like they do on the big stage?
Yeah, role models are really important for a pathway and a progression of players through. So that's where Steve Armisen and Paul Collingwood stand out, you know, as the first real players. I know Simon Brown had played beforehand, but they were the first lads from the northeast to break into that international set, and that's a step into the unknown. So to have some more success and for Ben and Mark to be the world's best players, I think it's a significant advantage for the current crop of players to move through and realise that the hard work that they're putting in at the moment will stand them in good stead for hopefully accolades in the future.